Is Tylee Ryan here? Here's another one, a way of attempting to communicate with spirits, people in spirit, and that's called the pendulum. So yes, so I guess I am supposed to be doing this, right? But you can feel the energy when it's moving itself, and it's a whole lot different than when it's you're moving it. Okay, so anyway, a female spirit presenting herself as Tylee Ryan is been hanging around with me all morning. It's just a big yes. What about sending love to all your friends? See, it's a big yes. And that was you giving me that message about the house and stuff. Yeah. So, do you think I got half of what you said right? Yeah. Do you think I got 100% right? See? She didn't say I got it right. I don't say I got it right. Because I personally don't believe part of it. Yeah, so... Okay, so... Do you want to talk about the serious thing? Oh, yeah, she really does. Yes, she really does. She really does. Alright, I hate to do this because I know it traumatizes people, and I'm sorry in advance. Okay. And no, I'm just going to say, I don't think that about the leg, I don't know, I think that might have been more provocation to the mom, but I'm not sure. I don't know. That's what the spirit showed me several times, and I don't know if it was her or just a spirit. Like, Tylee, and do you want to talk about this traumatic stuff or this stuff that happened? Yes, she does. She totally does. Okay, so was your mother present on the property of wherever you were murdered? Yes. Did your mother actually murder you? Yeah, it's really, like if you were here, you would see the chains actually bumping and rubbing against the little links are rubbing against each other. Your mother is the one who murdered you. And I have chills all over my legs, on my back. So your mother is the one. Did she hit you in the head? See how fast it goes? Alright, she wants to answer questions this way. Okay, so were you alive at the time your brother was murdered? It's not a yes or no. Was the man murdering, was this Chad Daybell guy, did he murder your brother? Did your mom murder your brother too? It sounds like they murdered him together. Did they murder your brother together? Yes. Did Chad help murder you? Yes. Was it your mother that swung the first blow? It's not super strong. It's kind of a yes. Did they both do it at the same time? That's not a yes or no either. Something happened, but I don't know what. So what that road leads us to, the last two questions were like iffy. And they were kind of an oval, like with the pendulum. There's only kind of three ways the pendulum can go, which is straight across. For most pendulums and most spirit people, you know how most people are right-handed and occasionally there's left-handed? Well, say in spirit world, most pendulum operators, they do a circle for yes and a straight line for no, and then if it just goes wiggly, 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 that means this isn't a yes or no question. You didn't phrase it where I could say yes or no. So as me, the operator of the pendulum on the physical side, I need to rephrase the question. So we're going to ask, oh, should I go on to a different subject? No. Tell you one thing, she cares about other people. I could tell that from. Okay, so what you guys didn't see, I didn't want to say, but all of a sudden I felt like crying and I felt sick to my stomach a couple minutes ago. And she sensed that. That's why I heard she pulled back her energy. Because I just can't imagine anyone doing this. Okay, so anyways, you want to go forward? Okay, she wants to talk about it. I got chill now. She wants to talk about it, and she's a really nice person. She sends the love to all her friends. Okay, so were you murdered in the state of Idaho? It's not a yes or no. Is there a possibility you were in Utah? That's not a yes or no either. Do you not know where you were? Correct. She does not know where she was. Could you be in either state? Okay, that's correct too. This may have happened not. Did this happen within that large group of they're calling a cult or something like that? Okay, was any other members of this group present when you were murdered? Do you think the influence of them led to all these murders? No. Did the cult have anything to do with it? No. Doesn't sound like it. Now I'm asking her in mind, was there some other reason? So either way. So she's saying that she doesn't think that cult had anything to do with it. It's just while I was doing housework, I could feel Tylee standing there while I was doing the dishes talking to me. So I said, okay, well, in a little while later, I'll meditate. And if I feel you know, because with the chills and stuff, then I'll talk to you. Hi, Tylee. So what we want to know is, so you feel like you were out of this Rex something, REX, name of a town in Idaho? Do you think you were outside of that city limits? Are you positive? No, she has no idea where she was. Do you have any idea where you were? No. Do you have any idea where you were at the time that you were murdered? And was that about that river? Was that accurate the other day? It's not a yes or a no. So it's not entirely accurate. Is it like 80% accurate where they should they look for that big boulder? No. God, I saw it like 10 times. Was there like a waterfront property that had a house? I don't know if her energy's going down, or maybe she's worried about me again. Tylee? Tylee? Are you having enough energy to do this? Okay. Are you worried about me again? Oh, I was talking about my daughter. You're so sweet. Do you see my daughter, Nicole? See? Nicole helps. Okay, so anyways, that's Nicole's my daughter. She's in spirit too. Okay. They're saying yes. Oh. Did you see your brother get murdered? Okay, so that's not a yes or a no question. Were you in the same room? Not in the same room. Did you hear him get murdered? Did you? So it's no, but there's a little bit, there's something she heard, but she didn't. Like, okay, so there was like, did you see that just hint of it? Instead of going exactly straight, it just hinted off. So it wasn't like, this isn't a yes or no question. It was like, no, but. So now we figure, well, no, but what? Like, you were in a separate room? So were you in a dwelling? So you were inside. Was it a kind of like cabin, summer house on a river or lake or something? So is the place I saw kind of accurate or pretty close? Is it pretty accurate? Okay, so we're playing a guessing game and that's what you want to do, right? This works for you? Okay. So she feels comfortable with this and she wants to do this. So that makes that clear. So you were both in the same dwelling that's a kind of like on water, right? And when I saw off in the distance where the river either was going in or out of this body of water, and that's where they took your bodies, correct? And at some point, I saw that big boulder, and they stopped there on their boat, and I saw that the bodies were up into the woody area. Yeah. And is it about 20 feet on the left of the path where your brother was buried? Is that about 20 feet off the path where your brother was buried? Okay. And did they bring both of your bodies there at the exact same time, like in the same boat ride? So she's saying yeah. So maybe when I saw two different things, it was because they show you charade by charade, and you have to guess each time, and so you don't know if they're layering it or if like all these images you see belong to the same scene or not. So that's how it's part of interpretation. I wasn't even asking it. Oh, she's just agreeing. She's agreeing, probably. Is it a summer home of one of the stepdad's relatives? It's not a yes or no. She might not know. Is this a summer home? Is this somebody's cabin? It's not a yes or no. Is this a cabin? You and your brother each had your own room? Did you hear something strange that you now think was your brother being killed? It's not a yes or no. Do you think this house or cabin belonged to someone of their friends? It's not. It's more yes than no, but it's not totally. It was it some acquaintances that they rented a cabin from or something? Not yes or no. She might not know the details whether they rented it or exactly where it was. Unfortunately, she doesn't know if they were in Idaho or Utah, or even if they're still in Rexburg or something like that.